This child's got his teeth out.
Do you guys have to do you want to give me a lie detector test? I don't have anything to hide.
Okay.
That baby is like my son. Do you understand? I love him to death.
Friends, in today's episode of America's Biggest Bellends, we have Tonya Myers. 16-month-old Ronderique Anderson was found unalived in his crib. His teeth were broken. Police then came to the residence to question Tonya. Now, this case is quite rare. There's not much information available, so instead I have her police interview. I'll be showing all the crime scene photos throughout. I also have the interview of the father, Dwayne Poole. I'll upload that next week once I go through it.
Have you ever witnessed Dwayne ever before?
Yeah, like I told you, on his leg.
On his leg?
Popping him dead on his leg.
With his hand or a belt?
With a hand.
With a hand?
With a hand.
How many times?
5, 6 times.
5, 6 times?
Yes.
Strikes or different times that he...
Like on his leg, different times.
Different times. How many different times did you see him hit him on his leg?
5 or 6 different times.
And when you saw him hit him on his leg, were they hard hits?
They were aggressive hits.
Aggressive hits?
Yes.
Okay. You need to absolutely tell me the entire truth right now about this child, because this child hasn't been to daycare since January the 13th of 2011. That's the last time that child saw daycare. And I suspect that child... Please don't look at me surprised.
No, I am looking at you like that because...
Please don't.
Okay,
the child hasn't... I think you know this. The child hasn't been to daycare since January the 13th. And I suspect that the reason that child hasn't been to the daycare since January the 13th is because that child has been getting beaten regularly by Dwayne, and you can't sleep through all of it all the time.
I did not see Dwayne hit this baby in front of me. That's why you guys are...
Okay, all right, let's say that. You did.
Right.
But you've seen this child with an injured jaw. You saw this child with his teeth knocked out.
I seen the baby with this.
Okay,
swollen.
Yeah, all right. Well, I've had 4 children, and my children's jaw have never swollen. But I'm not going to argue that with you. The child's teeth are knocked out, sweetheart, and you knew they were knocked out.
No, I did not, sir. I did not know that.
I want to know when his teeth got knocked out.
I don't know. That's what I'm telling you.
His teeth got knocked out in that bedroom.
You told me you found a tooth in there.
I did.
I did not know that.
Okay, you didn't know that. You didn't know that.
Man, I'm telling the truth. Why are you trying to mix this up?
I'm not mixing it up, but it's not adding up.
But I did not see him do anything to his son.
You may not saw him do anything, but the injuries were starting to show up on this child, Tonya.
Yeah, but I did not see Dwayne knock his teeth or anything out.
You just said, yeah. You know the child's injuries were starting to surface, do you not?
I told him, yes, about the jaw. I did just say that.
When did you see the swollen jaw?
I didn't see the swollen jaw until, I'm going to say, last week I started seeing the swollen jaw. Because
I can tell you this, it was after January the 13th.
No. He did not have a swollen jaw after January.
He stopped going to daycare because he was injured. That'd be the only reason that child would not go to daycare.
Okay, did you look at the other days? Derek never do full weeks at daycare.
I know that.
Because Dwayne takes him. If Dwayne don't wake up in time to take him, you have to have him there before 10 o'clock.
Right. And I suspect that baby, Ronderique Anderson, started getting beat here to the point that he could not be taken to daycare.
No.
Because daycare would have reported it.
Right. He does not do a full week at daycare.
But, sweetheart, it is February the 4th now.
Right.
Obviously, Ronderique can't go. So for 2 solid weeks...
Right. He hasn't been all of last week because he had the fever. He had the fever and everything from his teeth. Listen.
He had that from his teeth because he got his teeth knocked out.
No, the back teeth. What I've been told you in the investigation room. I knew that all his teeth were coming in at one time.
When did his teeth get knocked out because you knew they were
I don't know. Listen. I would take a lot of tests.
You don't have to raise your voice. What I'm asking you is try to remember when the child's teeth were knocked out.
I can't not remember because I didn't witness his teeth getting knocked out. I didn't witness that.
You remember him pushing on it with his tongue?
His tongue? Yeah, he does that all the time.
When was that?
He does that all the time. He does his little finger.
And you remember it being loose. So
Yeah.
When was that?
That was a week, 2 weeks ago when it probably was lucid. Right. But I don't be all in his mouth, you know.
I understand. And 2 weeks ago would have put it right about the 13th of January.
Yes, but sir, he don't go to daycare all of the days. If you witness that, he don't go to all the daycares because you have to be up and take him, and Dwayne walks him because we don't have a car. I did not know that baby or witness that baby's teeth getting knocked out.
Okay.
And I would take a lot of tests about that because it's like you guys are trying to change that.
I'm not a you guy. I'm Mike Curlin-Gaddis, homicide detective, and I'm only attempting to obtain facts.
Right.
And
you're telling me like I'm lying or something.
I'm not telling you like you're lying. I'm telling you like you might know more than you discussed with me before.
I told you everything.
I'm here.
Okay.
To get every other fact. Because now that I've spoke to the daycare workers, and the daycare workers told me he hasn't been to daycare since the 13th of January, I can only say that the child must have began to sustain injuries after the 13th because they called to find out what's going on. And
no, she didn't. She just said, come in and sign the paper. Do you guys want me to sign the paper? That's what Michelle says out of her mouth. Okay. That's what she says out of her mouth.
Where did she dream up that you said that the baby was in the hospital?
I didn't say the baby was in the hospital. That's why I was telling you.
Dwayne said that.
Dwayne had to tell her that.
You overheard him say that, right?
Yeah, I didn't listen. Okay, hold on, because now it's just...
I can play the tape back. I remember what you said.
Okay, I understand that.
You said you overheard Dwayne say that.
Dwayne talked to the people at the daycare too, like I said.
Okay, then we'll talk about what you heard Dwayne tell them. Then maybe you didn't say that.
I didn't.
But you overheard Dwayne say that the child was in the hospital. And that he would bring the sheet. You overheard it. You said you overheard it.
Yeah. About he will bring a doctor's note if he take him to the doctor.
Because the child has been in the hospital.
He wasn't in the hospital though, so why would I say that?
I know you didn't say it. You said you overheard Dwayne.
Yeah, you're telling me that I said that though.
Want me to play the tape back?
So, just to be clear, Tonya is the girlfriend of Dwayne. Dwayne is the father of the victim, Ronderique, who was 16 months old. Dwayne and Tonya both dialed 911 when the child wasn't responding. Michelle is also a name that gets mentioned. She is the daycare worker whom the child was supposed to report to. Tonya does tell the truth eventually. I promise it's coming. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, so what are you telling me that I have seen?
I'm asking you that if you've seen something, because I'm going to be quite honest with you. Dwayne will probably look at going to prison for a substantially long time. You understand that?
He would deserve it if he did something to his son.
Well, you're right.
I don't feel like I deserve it because I took care of that baby.
Okay. And you took care of the baby.
Yeah.
So I need to hear from you everything you might know because you're actually going to start becoming a
Why would I become a suspect and I'm the one who takes care of this whole family?
I'm telling you, Dwayne is going to point his finger at you at some point and he's going to say that you did this.
Why he's going to say I did it? I didn't do anything.
Dwayne's going to look at going to prison for the rest of his life.
He's not going to lie. Let me tell you, Dwayne's not going to lie on me because he know I don't like hitting the baby or anything. That's a lie. That is a lie, sir.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
For real, that's a lie.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Okay.
When Dwayne, who's 23 years old, is faced with life in prison, he is going to give a different rendition of what happened. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I understand.
Because he will die in prison. So as a result of dying in prison, he is going to start saying things. So I want to make sure that you have told me nothing but the whole truth.
This is the truth.
Okay.
This is the truth.
Dwayne
should not have no reason to say that I have seen him do anything to his son. I don't have anything to lie to you about.
I'm telling you the reason.
I did not do.
Dwayne is right now not going to want to die in prison.
He's not going to lie on me, though, if nothing happened to me. If I haven't done anything to him.
His facts may be different than yours, and he may point the finger at you. So what I'm telling you is please understand this.
Right. I am. This is a serious situation.
Right.
This is hurting me. You don't think...
it doesn't matter what I think. I'm only gathering the facts and gathering statements. And I have a statement from someone that says that you told her that the child was in the hospital.
Michelle.
Michelle. Let me finish.
Okay. Because you're getting mad with me.
I'm not getting mad. I'm wanting you to understand that if you have not told me all the facts, this will be the last. I won't talk to you again about this. I'm not going to.
Okay.
But it may come up that you become suspect. So
why would I become a suspect and I haven't done anything?
I'm telling you what may happen, Tonya.
Okay.
Please understand
Okay.
the may part of this.
Okay.
Not that
Okay.
you are.
Right.
You may.
Right.
You
Okay.
have to be very clear on what I'm telling you, Tonya.
Okay.
That Dwayne will point the finger at you at some point. And please understand that that will happen because Dwayne is looking at life in prison.
I
Is that
understand.
clear?
Yes.
Okay. So when I take a man that's looking at life in prison,
Okay.
if he can reduce that sentence in any way, he will. And if he has to point the finger at you, a jury is going to listen. And a jury's going to say, I have a child. Don't talk over me. Listen to me. Just like, okay, if you wanted to. How did she not know that this child had a busted, swollen jaw and that this child was getting beaten by this man? Because since the 13th of January, that child did not go to daycare, and a daycare worker is telling us that she spoke to you on the phone before she spoke to Dwayne, and Dwayne is the secondary part of this. You're the primary part of it.
Okay.
And you told her that the baby was in the hospital, and that you told her that the baby had a fever and was getting treated for asthma, and that you told her. Oh, okay.
That's wrong. Now I know that's wrong.
Understand this.
Okay.
Understand this.
Okay.
If you've told me the whole truth, I have nothing else to say to you. But I can tell you this.
Okay.
If the facts start unfolding that you knew about this,
I didn't know
because
about
we're talking, you're free right now. You can kick me out of your house.
No, I don't want to kick you out of my house.
My thing is,
because I don't want you to have to keep coming back to me.
I'm not coming back to you. The next time I come back to you, you may not like it. So what I'm asking you is because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not convinced that there's any way you didn't know this child was hurt.
I did not. I didn't.
I'm not convinced of that. The child had a swollen jaw, and Dwayne didn't have an explanation for that. And
Dwayne is crazy. Dwayne is crazy.
I've already established that,
in
my opinion. But what I'm telling you is a 17-month-old doesn't get a swollen jaw like that.
He didn't have a swollen jaw. He had a swollen chin under here.
Okay.
That was
have
swollen.
Explanations for everything.
Right. I do, because that's what I saw.
Is you're telling me that you never became suspicious by this child who's been getting beaten for quite a while?
No. Okay, I can answer that question. When Dwayne was popping that baby and keep popping that baby, I got mad and we got in an argument. And he left and went to his uncle's house on a bicycle because I told him he don't have to pop that baby like that. I don't have nothing to lie to you about. I did not witness or know this baby was even getting beat like this. Listen to me. Listen. Because during the day, sometimes I'm not here either. Okay. And then I work 7 days a week.
You've met me now for a couple different times.
Right.
If I walk in the door right now with a black eye,
right,
would you ask me, hey, what happened, man? Did you get hit?
Yeah, I will ask you that.
Okay. So, now we're talking about, because you're not around me all the time, you've only met me 3 or 4 times. Right. But you don't know me, you don't really, and I don't mean it, in a bad way, but I'm just another guy that's talking to you and I happen to be a cop. If I got a black eye, I got a black eye, but you're still going to inquire about that.
Right.
Just like if I came here and you had a black eye, I'd go, what happened? Did you get hit? Did you get in a fight?
Right.
Yeah, I got hit and I got a, whatever.
Right.
You're telling me?
Oh, excuse me.
I guess I'm giving you every opportunity.
What do you want?
Me
Okay, what do you want me to?
You had no idea that this child had his teeth knocked out. You did know that.
Yeah, I knew that I knew that his teeth were out.
Did you ask Dwayne how?
Yeah, and he told me the baby fell.
And he told me.
He told me the baby fell when he was coming from the daycare, and Dwayne will tell you that because I know he told you that already. I know he told you that. He said when he was picking the baby up, you got to understand I'm not here during the times he comes in.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand.
What are you asking that you want me to tell that? You know what I mean? Because it's like you're trying to change the story on me when I didn't know this was going on with this baby.
His teeth was missing, and you've seen that man beat that child before.
No, I haven't seen him. I seen him hit him, yes, with his hands, but not beat. I never seen Dwayne.
No, you can beat a child with an open hand.
Yeah, I told you guys that. I told you that he hit him. He hit him.
How come you didn't call the police then?
What, when he was
obviously inappropriate for him to strike that 17-month-old.
Yes, on his leg.
How come you didn't call?
Just scared. I was scared.
Okay, so he spanks him and he beats him on the
No,
legs.
he didn't beat him like that.
I'm sorry. I'm going to describe it as a beating because when a child,
when someone hit like this and it's like that on his leg, and I get mad and I get an attitude with him and say he don't have to do that,
right?
And then he'll just leave my house.
How come
and
you
just
didn't call the police on that?
I don't know why I didn't call the police.
All right, now he's doing that, and now the child's missing teeth, and you know in your heart that child didn't fall.
I knew that, but I didn't witness him doing that.
I know you didn't.
I didn't witness it. I didn't witness it.
Okay, but you knew that it would have had to have been Dwayne because he didn't. The daycare didn't knock his teeth out.
Right, I know that because he didn't go, like you said, until the 13th.
So now you see him hitting. We don't want to call it. You don't want to call it.
I don't want to call it beat because
I call it beating.
He hit him on his leg. I have seen that five different times. I have saw him like spank the baby or hit him like that on his leg, and I told him he don't have to do that. Yes, I have said that to him, and he'll tell you that.
So you saw that. Now the baby's missing teeth, and you don't believe him. How come you don't call the police?
Because if I would have called the police, what if I was wrong on that part? What if I was wrong? You know what I mean? Because I just didn't understand how that the teeth was missing and where was the teeth and everything. I just didn't understand it. And if I would have called the police, what if I was wrong and it could have been an accident? That's the only reason why I didn't call. That's the only reason, because deep in my heart, I felt something, because a mother instinct, you will feel something. You know what I mean? And I don't want to take up for him because I don't care about him. I love, and I knew I should have called the police. I know I should have called the police when I expected that. Like, what happened to his teeth?
Right.
I should have. But I would never abuse or see him do that. I never have seen him do this.
I know, you've told me that.
I told you. I seen him hit him like I told you. Right. I saw him strike him with the hand. That's it. But I never seen him do anything else to this baby. Because I am the provider, and I take all the kids to the park and do everything. This is stuff Dwayne doesn't do with the kids.
I know that.
I do it. And so it's like you're trying to make it seem like I'm a bad person.
I'm not trying to make it seem like you're a bad person. I'm just curious as to know.
I'm not in the house. If I felt something was going on, I'm not protecting myself, because I love that baby. I had him since August, and I had him even before that.
Right.
I'm not protecting him, and I'm not protecting myself.
Did you ever text message or talk to Fredrita, the mom?
Yeah, she texts back and forth all the time, and her and Wayne text back and forth.
How would she have found out about the teeth getting knocked out?
I don't know if she found out about the teeth getting knocked out. She found out, I told her that the tooth was loosened, and she can tell you that. I told her that. I said, Fredrita, his tooth is loosened. His gums are loosened. I told her that. You know, Dwayne didn't tell her anything like that. I told her. Anything that goes on with her baby, I call her and talk to her. Okay. Me and her relationship is better because Wayne always told her no. And I was like, no, that's your baby. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me.
Right.
Yes, and she will tell you that.
Well, listen, I appreciate you letting me come in and chat with you. If that's what you have to say, so be it.
So be what?
I mean, if that's the whole truth, then
it's the truth. It's the truth.
I just, you know what I mean? My flags go up, and yours would too.
Right, but it's the truth.
When someone else tells me
can I tell you how I felt, what Dwayne probably was doing? I felt like when I go to work, if he was angry at something, or if I leave in the daytime, that's when, because all this started coming just to me after all of this happened. I felt he probably was abusing him when he wasn't here with me. Because how aren't my other kids, when they're here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or my son was suspended for the last week. He was suspended the week before last, went to school 1 week, and was suspended another week. He was here with me.
Did Dwayne tell you he fell down on the way back from daycare?
He said the baby fell out of the stroller.
He never said nothing about him falling on that potty chair?
No, he didn't tell me anything about he didn't tell me that at all. No. About how he's going to fall on a potty chair and get his teeth knocked out.
Right.
That don't make sense.
How's he going to fall on that potty chair from the height of that couch?
It's so little. The potty is this little.
Right.
So how are you going to fall and, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How would you do that? So that's the same concern. If you don't believe me, I don't know why you don't believe me. I don't know.
I just want to make sure that you
I'm not saving myself from anything.
Okay.
And
because you have your own issues coming up with whatever HKI or whatever. Whoever.
Oh no, I don't have any issues with that.
They're gonna want to know. They're gonna want to have answers too.
Right, HKI is already.
I'm separate from them.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with them at all. Okay. Because like I told the guy in there, I said if I have to do whatever I have to do, You know what I'm saying? Why should I never had to go through a situation like this. Never, like, with my children. You know what I mean? So I didn't, with the HKI, I'm not mad about that or anything. I just wanted to know the truth with this baby, what happened, because I wanted to talk to Dwayne, but I feel like it's not best to talk to Dwayne right now while this is an ongoing situation. Because my mom always told me, tell the truth and what you know. Because if you don't tell the truth, a lie, you're going to have to take up for that lie, and take up for that lie, and take up for that lie. And I don't have anything to lie about. I don't.
All right. Well, I just wanted to clear it up that you didn't tell Michelle.
No, I didn't tell. I told Michelle that the baby had to go to the doctor, but I didn't say to the doctor or the hospital, and he had a fever.
She called and asked about the baby. Hey, how's the baby? Remember that? I hadn't seen him since the 13th.
No. She called me last night.
No, I'm not talking about that call. I'm talking about the call before.
Come sign the paper. Did she always tell you that? Do you want me to sign the paper, Tonya?
Michelle told you that?
Yeah, she always say that. Do you want me to sign the bottom of the paper?
She didn't inquire about the child if he was...
Yeah, she always asks about Derek if he's not... This is not his only 2 weeks that he's been...
Okay. I'm talking about that call that she inquired about.
She asked about him. How is he doing? How is your baby doing?
And in that conversation, you never said that he's in the hospital, he's getting out.
No, I never said he was getting out.
And did you hear Dwayne say that or not?
What, about him?
In the hospital. In the hospital.
Yeah, I heard Dwayne say that he was going to the hospital.
Okay.
Not, he was in. How was he going to be in the hospital from Thursday to Saturday?
Well, it's pretty simple. If he's sick, you go to the hospispital. He's been in the hospital since Tuesday, so yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
So
that don't make sense.
How is he going to be? Well, it's pretty simple. Let me ask you this, just specifically. Are you telling me that you never heard Dwayne say, and you never said...
I said...
Wait a minute. I'm going to read it.
Okay,
so pause with me for a minute. You never heard Dwayne say that Ronderique had been very sick from an infection and asthma.
No, not the infection and asthma.
So she's... Okay.
Yeah, I just heard...
He never
you asked me a question and then you don't let me finish.
That's yes or no?
Yeah, but no, he has not said that part right there.
Never mentioned anything about teeth to her.
Yes, he mentioned something and I just told you that.
Okay. Stated that he went to the hospital Thursday and he was admitted. You never heard him say that, or did you hear him say that?
No, he was not admitted.
I'm not asking you if he was or not. I'm asking you, did you hear Dwayne?
I didn't hear him say he was admitted. I didn't hear that conversation, part of that.
Okay.
I did not hear that at all.
And that the hospital kept him until Saturday.
No. I did not hear that conversation.
You never heard him say that Roderick was on antibiotics and would be returning to school on Tuesday, February the 1st.
I heard him say that the baby was on medicine and that he will take him to school on Tuesday. That's what came out of Dwayne's mouth.
You heard that part?
Yeah, I heard that.
You didn't hear before?
No, I didn't hear the part where he was supposed to have went Thursday to Saturday. No, I didn't.
Okay, that's who I'm representing right now. I'm speaking for...
So it's like you're just trying to... I love that baby.
I'm only trying to understand this.
He never did anything in front of my face, so I don't know, and I'm telling the truth. I've never seen him punch out no teeth. I've never seen any of that in my face.
Okay.
I never saw that.
All right.
And I'm telling the truth.
Well, understand that my job is to gather what you said, what he said, what she said, what everybody saw.
Right.
And that's all I can do.
Okay.
And I have someone that told me a little different story than what you told me. So now I have to come back and ask you about it. Yeah, and if I hear a different story, I'm going to come back and again.
But why? And I'm telling you the truth out of my mouth. That's what I just don't understand.
It's tough because the child's going to die, and
it does suck. That's not a lasting matter.
Right.
That's not a lasting matter.
This
is something I'm going through where I got to go see a psychiatrist about this because it hurts. I never been through no situation like this, and I feel like you're interrogating me to get me to say something that I didn't do or say. If I said it,
you speak a little louder.
I talk loud.
Well, I do too, and I'm controlling myself to not talk loud.
Well, I'm hurt. You just don't understand. I'm hurt.
Okay. Well, best thing I can tell you.
How you're treating me,
I'm treating you very matter of fact. Is all I'm treating you.
You're treating
very
me like
matter of fact.
I'm
I'm treating you as though I don't believe everything you say.
Why?
Because I don't.
That's messed up.
I know.
That's really messed up. Because I'm not gonna.
I think that more will come out.
You think that I seen this boy beating his baby?
I didn't say that.
You did just tell me that when you were sitting down.
No.
If you take the tape back.
Oh, I listen to my recordings 100 times. Wow. But I can tell you this.
Right.
Sweetheart.
It's not
listen
right.
to me, Tonya. I'm going to leave, but I can tell you this. when all the facts play out,
Right.
I'll know the best, closest thing to the truth that I know.
Good. That's great.
That's
That's
all
great. I would want you to know that.
And that's my job.
Thank you.
My job isn't to make friends.
I didn't tell you to be my friend.
I know. I'm just telling you. I'm a very nice guy.
It don't look like it because you're treating me like bull crap.
I'm not.
I just did.
I'm calling you out on something that somebody told me, and I gave you an opportunity to tell me.
And I just told
anything
you everything I knew.
Okay. I was giving you an opportunity to tell me anything else that you might know.
Right.
And
you want me to tell you that?
I don't want you to tell me. No.
Knock the baby teeth out and I didn't see that?
No, I want to know why you didn't tell the daycare the truth. I want to know why that baby hasn't been in the daycare since the 13th, and I want to know why I want to know why that baby was allowed to stay in this home with Dwayne and suffer the beatings that he suffered up until his death, or up until he's hospitalized on a
and you're trying
ventilator.
to say that I saw that.
I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say that I'm curious to know why you didn't intervene and take some action, and why.
I told you I was wrong about that.
Right.
I told you I was wrong for not calling.
Okay, and I'm also, after speaking to a daycare worker that tells me I'm just telling you what she told me.
Oh my God.
I can only wonder.
This interrogation thing is killing me. Well, when I love my baby, that is my baby.
Okay.
That's my baby, and I'm going through the same exact thing. That's my baby.
Okay. Do you have my card? Do you have my number?
I need your card.
I'm going to give you my card again. In case, and the reason why is in case.
You think I'm trying to take up for myself, and I'm not. I don't have to hide.
I don't think
I'd rather be in that bed before it would be. Do you understand that? I'd rather be in there. This is a hurting thing for me.
Here's my card again.
Okay, thank you.
Let me say this. All right, you're going to have some time here to think.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you the opportunity to call me.
Okay.
Let me give you my cell phone number. I'm going to give you the opportunity to call me again.
Okay.
All right? It's my cell phone number on the back.
Okay. What's your name?
Mike. It's on the front.
Okay.
If, by chance, if, after the conversation that we just had, you would like to talk to me again about everything that I've brought up to you.
Right.
Let's just put it this way. Just in case. Maybe you haven't told me everything. Just in case.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give you that. That's an out, is what that is.
Okay.
It's an opportunity for you to think now.
Okay.
All right. Let's pretend I'm right for a minute. Just for a minute. We're going to pretend I'm right.
Okay.
And I told you, Tonya, I'm going to give you another opportunity.
Right.
To tell me more if there's more to tell me. Then you have that opportunity.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
Now, you understand my job.
Right.
If it was your baby that was dead, I would be doing the same thing. Not for you.
For my baby.
For your baby.
Right.
So I'm not attached to anyone here.
I understand that. Right. I understand. So, you're doing your job.
I'm doing my job.
Right.
My job isn't always to be the nice guy.
I know that. Okay. I know that.
But I want you to know with all my heart, Tonya, if something else comes up or you might want to add to the story, I want you to call me.
Okay.
We'll make an appointment.
Okay.
And you come down.
Okay.
And you tell me. If you haven't told me the whole story, this opportunity is there for you.
Okay.
All right, because the child hasn't died yet.
I don't want him.
I don't want him to die yet.
Yeah, I don't want him.
The child hasn't died.
Okay.
And when he does, more evidence is going to come to light because a forensic doctor will examine that child from head to toe.
That's good. That's okay.
That's
right. It should.
And when that happens, as more evidence unfolds, I want you to know that you have an opportunity
to come
and tell me, you know what, Mike, let me tell you the whole story. And let me tell you why I was afraid of Dwayne or whatever. But I need to hear what I think there's more. I think there's more. And if there's not, there's not. But I think there's more, sweetheart.
Even though like you just gave me the opportunity, when you just told me about why I should have called the police about the teeth, because I didn't see him knock it out, but I had the feeling that he did do it and that I was scared. And I was scared because he said that he would beat my ass and throw me down the steps.
And when he was on the phone with the daycare telling them that the child was in the hospital and that the child was, and he's going to get the hospital sheet and this and that.
He said he'll get a doctor's note. I heard him say that part.
If you heard him say to her,
why didn't you take him to the doctor then?
if you heard him say that the child had been in the hospital and was getting out Saturday, I'm going to give you that opportunity to call me back and tell me. Mike, let me tell you what I really did here.
Okay.
Because, sweetheart, I'm only here to gather the truth.
Right, I understand.
I have never put anybody in jail or prison for something that they didn't do.
Right.
I would rather let them go.
I don't want to go to prison for
I'm not
something.
talking about you.
No, I'm just saying.
What I'm telling you is I only want the
facts. I understand.
And I think
I know more.
I haven't got all the facts.
Right.
I think that you heard Dwayne tell her that the baby was in the hospital and that the baby was getting out on Saturday and that the baby was in there for an infection and asthma. I think this woman did not.
I didn't hear the infection or the asthma part. I didn't hear that. He never even had an asthma attack with us or anything.
Which throws up even bigger flag. Why would Dwayne tell her that?
Right.
Because he's been beaten before. Listen, we've been talking about this for
yes, man. Because
let's do this.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
You got my card. You got my number.
Okay.
Talk to your mom.
Okay.
Tell her the whole deal.
Okay.
And understand.
Okay.
That I'm only here to gather all the facts.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? I got more talking to you this time than I did the last time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what you're carrying around with you inside, I think needs to be let out. All of it. If you want to do it now, we'll sit back down.
Okay.
You want to do it now?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. We'll sit back down. I'm not going to ask you any questions. You're going to tell me the whole story.
Okay.
Let's do it right now.
My cigarette in here?
Huh? Yeah, you can smoke in here. You blow it over that way. You'll be all right.
Mike, what I want to tell you about Dwayne.
Okay.
I found out a couple days after he after the teeth thing. Mm-hmm. I found out a couple days after that he hit. I heard from him telling the guy downstairs. I don't know who he was on the phone because we got in a bad argument.
All right.
We got in a bad argument, and I heard him say, "I popped my baby and hit him in the mouth. I popped my baby and hit him in the mouth, and it was an accident, but I popped him." And it knocked out his teeth. And I told him, I said, "Wayne, I'm going to tell my mom," because my mom is like she used to be an Eastern Star or whatever like that, and I always threatened him. And I said, if you don't go tell, if I tell my mom about this, and you can get in trouble, he told me he will kill me. He will kill me and knock my teeth out of my mouth. And this is not the first time he has threatened me. There's been more times, and I was just scared to tell you because I don't want to. I love that baby, and I was just scared for myself too. But he did. I overheard him say he hit his own baby and knocked the 2 teeth out. I didn't know it was more teeth than 2. I did not know that. But I felt like it was wrong because he told me he'll knock my teeth out too.
Okay.
And he said that if I tell anybody that like that, he'll do something to Destiny, my baby, because I see that my baby was okay.
Right.
And I was just scared. And I don't want to hold nothing back no more because it just hurt me and it had to come out.
All right, sweetheart.
I'm so sorry for lying to you.
Honey, that's okay. And I want you to know that I understand. All right?
I'm so sorry for lying because because all I'm thinking is Ronderique's face that I seen in the hospital. His eyes is cracked open just because of this. But that's the only thing I heard him say. And it seems like Wayne hides stuff from me because he knows that I will go snitch and tell. And he called me a snitch. He said, if you go snitch on me on that, I will hurt you. Right. And he has threatened me.
Now look, when was that?
This was almost 2 weeks ago.
Almost 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay.
But in the conversation about
Don't worry about anything we said before.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Mike.
Listen, Tonya, sweetheart. I'm just here to get the truth. Let's talk about the day the baby died. Now, you're afraid of Dwayne. Let's talk about everything that happened the day the baby died.
Okay, now that's the truth part of that. Okay, right. I'll tell you what. I told you everything that happened with that because I want to show you where I was and what I was doing and everything. Right. I was over here with me and Destiny always sit on this futon.
Okay.
At TV, everything like that.
Right.
Okay. When I came from in the door, I see just he was just looking just like he's been looking for the past couple of days, like so sick and everything. I'm like, Wayne, are you sure you need to go to the hospital? He got a teeth, injury. I mean, not teeth injury. His teeth.
Well, he did have a tooth injury too. So
yeah,
at this point, you know that. So
right. So I come in and it's not looking right. Nothing wasn't looking right. The baby wasn't feeling good. Wasn't looking right. He was like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna take him." But when I'm over here with Destiny, I see Dwayne with the baby come out like this, like he's moving fast with the baby, coming out the door, whatever.
Was he hiding the baby from you?
Yeah, trying to hide the baby from me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like he was moving fast to where I couldn't see him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he was like out the door.
He opens the door.
Yeah, like that.
Right.
And the baby was like right out here at the door. And then you see that same cup that was right there?
Right here on this.
Okay, he got the cup like this, and the baby was like right here.
So he's acting like he's holding
them. Right. And so that's why I didn't remember the seconds of the time.
That's all right.
Okay, and then I didn't hear anything, but I heard him go, Tonya, hurry up, call 911. The baby fell.
Almost as soon as he walks out.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. So when he did that, I just went ahead and called 911 because I seen this baby just...
So from the time he scoops him up and brings him in, that baby ain't breathing?
The baby was not breathing. I put my head to his ear. He wasn't breathing. Was he
warm or cool?
He was like warm. He was warm.
He was still warm?
Yeah, he was warm.
All right.
He wasn't cold at all. No cold.
Because I suspect the baby was, I'm going to honestly, I suspect the baby was dead when he brought him by. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but...
That's what I suspect, because he was hiding from you.
Yeah.
Probably dragging him.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
He knew the baby had died in his bed, and he was dragging him. That's why he was hiding him.
And walking really fast.
And he has to hold him.
Oh, no, I'm still talking. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So, we'll talk softly here now, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
You never saw the baby walk.
Yeah, I never seen him walk out the door. I just knew that he had him because I'm dealing with him at the same time. He's moving so fast to where...
He's walking faster. He's walking faster than the baby can walk.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie about that.
You're not going to lie to me about anything else.
Yeah, that was it.
That's the best thing you can do is not lie to me about anything else.
Yes.
He's walking, but he's walking faster than the baby can walk.
Right. He was.
All right.
Yes.
He comes by here. He's acting like he's holding on to the baby.
Yeah, he was acting like
he never just sets him right here on the porch and then comes in here.
No. His feet was out like he was trying to get his cup right.
And still
holding the baby.
These investigations are hard enough to solve.
Right.
When people tell the truth.
Right.
They become even more difficult when people lie.
Okay.
And I can't have you lie to me. I know you're worried. You would be lying to me now if you weren't worried about telling me that I'm worried about losing my own kids now.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's my kids. I love them.
So your motivation to lie is one, to protect yourself and to keep your children.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And two.
But my children are already gone now.
I hear you. And possibly the fear of Dwayne retaliating against you.
Yeah.
So I understand.
He said that he
I understand all of that.
Okay.
All right. But I have to get the whole truth. So when I tell you.
Yeah.
That phone call he had.
Mm-hmm.
With that woman saying that the baby was hospitalized.
The phone call, what phone call? I'm trying
to Michelle.
Oh yeah, that the baby was going to the hospital. Yeah, I hear him say that. I did hear him say the baby is going to the hospital. I didn't hear him say how many days that the baby was in there, but he did say the baby is going to the hospital and that he's going to have a doctor note for her when he bring him back.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I didn't hear what days or. That I didn't hear that part at all.
And do you know who he was on the phone with when he said, "I knocked the baby's teeth out"?
No, I don't know who he was talking to. No, because this is SafeLink phone. You probably heard a phone in here ringing. Mm-hmm. And
did he call from that SafeLink phone?
Remember I told you about SafeLink?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Any idea who he was on the phone with?
No, because Wayne is very secretive.
Who could he entrust to tell that he just knocked his child's teeth out?
I couldn't even know. I know he's not gonna call his mom.
Right.
He's not gonna tell his sister. I really don't know because Wayne is a slick guy. He's done cheated on me. I done took so much stuff from him. I don't know. I guarantee I really don't know because if I would have said who you was just talking to, it ain't none of your GD business, you know?
I got you. What's his phone number here? He told you the baby what?
What? That the baby...
What did he tell you about the baby's teeth?
That the baby fell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the baby fell.
What he told you?
Uh-huh. But then I heard him. He didn't know I heard. But
after that, you overheard him talking downstairs.
Yeah.
Outside.
And I don't know who it was. He was on the phone. I know because he had the phone in his pocket.
Was that the same day that the teeth got knocked out?
Yeah, that was the same day. I'm going to say like 2 weeks maybe ago. 2 weeks. Because when he told me he fell, I knew it was something to that. I knew.
So this phone worked 2 weeks ago?
Yes. Yes.
So that's the end of her police questioning. I have to say, I thought the police officer was quite aggressive. Tonya was obviously lying through her teeth. However, she was only sentenced to 5 years in prison. She's since been released. Dwayne Poole is the main suspect. I'll have his interview in the next coming days. Comment, tell me what you think.